Okay, so we should be back.
All right. Okay. We are back. Thank you for sitting with us momentarily, chat. So like I was saying, we wanted to, or at least I wanted to provide my players with something that was unique to the wizard class that kind of allowed them to change the landscape when it comes to their spells a little bit. And I always thought that wizards should be able to create their own spells. And 5th edition, as a game system, doesn't really provide anything for that. And a lot of the stuff I was reading online said, like, just don't do it. Like, 5th edition isn't built to handle it. But I trust, despite my better judgment, I trust my wizard player. So I have come up with a pretty simple, straightforward, mostly system for how Cayce can create wizard spells, how Cayce and I can work together to create new wizard spells. And basically, it requires that Nahesa spends some gold and some time based on the level of the spell. And then once that's done, then Nahesa has to practice casting the spell, which requires a skill check. And if the skill check fails, then we roll on the wild magic table for the sorcerer. But once we get 3 successful casts, then the spell is good. Like then it's set in stone. So with that now, with the audience now knowing that, you guys were discussing about this during the break?
Apparently.
So, because like he needs like the money, right? But we don't want to have like we don't have an abstract thing about what the money is. But we were gonna pool our money to at least get the process started. But we don't know what like an in character thing with that would be, because we've got 2 characters who don't really give a toss about money.
Sure.
So we
I
don't
mean,
mind,
it's
like,
called Nahesa's Trick Shot, and we're at a drinking hall, and it's based on the quarters drinking game. So
yeah. So
I feel like if we've got the gold for it, as good a time as any.
But like, what's the abstraction we're doing in RP terms to justify like it's not like she has a magic slot that we just shove money in, and when it goes bing, she can start.
Oh no. Right? No.
Mm-hmm.
I was acting under the assumption that the gold investment represented the acquiring and testing of the spell, like with different material components, essentially. Yeah.
Right. So if we pull the money now, can she get this here?
To try and cast it?
Well, to like...
We've already learned that there's no magic shot.
Yeah, but I mean, no, just, like, not to necessarily cast it here straight away, because it's obviously like long rest to prepare, blah, 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 but to get the process started.
I think that yeah,
if it's necessary to research the spell.
Yeah, I think that if we want to start the process, yeah, you could do that here.
Yeah, well, I'll give up 100 gold and MJ 100 gold.
Yeah,
thanks.
Fine.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask Rúna right now, she's like, "What? Yeah, you
take
can
my
have
money."
my coins that people like it when you have them here." And just gives you like her whole bag, and you just take 100 out of it and give the rest back.
I still do that after you sick that priest on me. I want it noted.
It's gonna be worth it. Watch.
Like right in the eye.
the first miscast stuffs a black hole into a portable hole, and we're all fucked.
Yeah, I put a coin on the table, and then looking for Arcana 17. Nice.
Wait, did you just wild magic surge in the bar?
It begins.
Okay, well here's the.
Yeah, all right, get that magic surge.
All right, all right.
What
let's
happened
get that
to you
sorcerer
need a long
table
rest
out.
to prepare
Here
it?
we go.
Yeah, it does take 8
Well,
hours
I mean,
to prepare.
like Josh just finished building his bear, so I think
But
we're
it's in
kind of
the
like
morning.
this is what happens over the course of the long rest. I think
Gotcha.
that's what
All right.
we're going with.
That works for me. Let me pull up my wild magic.
Are we gonna do a close quarters scene while we're here?
We can certainly. Oh yeah, how about everybody roll close quarters for me, and we'll get that started while I'm looking up this wild magic table that I totally did not expect to have tonight.
I would say, what have I done? But I totally want it.
Do you want me to roll with it, or am I off doing my own thing?
I mean, presumably you're taking a break. You know what I mean? Like you're not working for 8 hours straight. So
that's what I assume.
Yeah, you can roll.
Do that.
Well, literally, it's
the
end of a long rest.
Someone can definitely just wander in while you're working.
Forming the Steel Defender is literally instantaneous. It's just
whoever heard of working for 8 hours.
How dare you?
Thanks a lot, capitalism.
Well, that's a lot of twos.
We're in the realm of science fiction here.
Okay, this will be fun when we get Nahesa's. So this spell is going to manifest during your close quarters scene, is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wait,
so let's see what we
sorry.
got.
Can I
Let's
just
start-
ask that Twitch chat type if there's any problems with the stream in the Twitch chat because I had to close my Twitch window because I think that's what was causing the camera lock. Continue.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So looking at our rolls, we have 1 6. So that's we're gonna skip by 6s. We have 1 5. Oh boy. All right. So we're gonna go to 4s, which are 4s. We have 3 4s. But both Bear and Leif match on 4s and 2s. So we're gonna go with Bear and Leif for our first.
Okay.
And then going to
Rúna and
3s.
Rixana,
Rúna and Rix.
as
Yeah.
per usual.
Jesus.
Could have called that.
And then that finally would leave us with Cayleigh and Nahesa.
Cool. Nahesa's gonna kill the healer with whatever she's doing.
Trick shot.
Swear to
Next,
God,
like-
something goes wrong and our white mage dies, I'm gonna be pissed.
Kill him with kindness.
Nahesa
Or
casts Fireball
spells.
centered on self.
Oh,
No,
God.
All right. No, is that what happened?
No, that's not what happens.
All right.
At least not yet.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't rolled yet, so we'll see.
Nahesa cast
So
control weather.
who wants to start?
I mean, I don't know, Ian, if you had any thoughts, but I would wager that this is a good time to get information out of Rúna, since she is
Yeah,
still
I
inebriated. Although,
don't
so
have anything in particular. I know I'm probably just being tattooed during this time, probably. It's like a tattoo conversation.
you probably sober up from the pain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. That was a great close quarter scene. So now who wants to go? No, I'm just kidding.
So I think so. While you're being tattooed, Rúna will like, still a little tipsy, wander over and just say, "Sis, why are you letting Tissa draw on you?"
Well,
Wait, which one of you is? I don't remember anymore. I'm confused.
as far as I know, Tissa's not here. I'm like looking around to make sure that's actually true. I don't see any
Ness-
strange people in the room.
And I'll
Ness
look
is doing the
around.
tattoo. He just kind of shrugs.
I'll look around too, and Rúna says, "When did we get here?"
Oh, we've been here a while. I'm honestly myself
how
not
many
sure how
years?
long we've been here because I blacked out about half of it, but
So like 2 years, 3 years?
oh, you mean here? Like in this?
You said a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, we've been here like a few hours, I think it's been.
Hours.
Yeah.
And she'll kind of sober up a little bit and sit down, and she just looks a little rattled.
Why? How long did you think we've been here?
Well, I remember I talked to a reindeer, and then we went into the building, and then we played a game,
Mhm.
and I thought that went on for a lot longer than it did.
Yeah, sometimes that happens to me too. Was this your first time drinking? These
Uh-huh. Wait,
oh,
I mean, no, I drink.
I mean these like ale and mead, the special drinks.
Special drinks.
Hmm.
Sure.
The ones that make you feel funny.
She nods.
Hmm.
I never really had the opportunity to drink them before.
I guess that makes sense. I guess we haven't talked much about where you have been all this time, but I guess there wasn't much room for breweries there, I imagine, wherever you were.
Mm. There was anything that Tissa wanted there to be.
That sounds almost godlike.
guess. Are you sure you're not sure?
Yeah, I think I asked you what Tissa looked like before, and you said they looked like me.
When they wanted to.
Hmm.
When they wanted to, they would look like anyone.
What did Tissa look like most of the time? What
You-
was Tissa's me most of the time?
She nods.
Hmm. Okay. Do you? Let me ask you this: do you miss Tissa?
No.
Are you scared of Tissa?
She pulled me away from you.
Hmm. And that was for a long time.
She nods.
How long were you gone? I mean, in character, I know how long she was gone,
Right.
but I'm like trying to see how long she
Her
think
eyes
she was gone.
her eyes flash for a second and she says, "You tell me, sis. I don't know."
Fair enough.
And
Fair
with that, I think she'll become very subdued and mopey and stop asking questions.
Okay.
that sobered her up.
We both got sobered up from different things.
Sadness
Yeah.
sobers you up.
And Rix's tattoo she's getting, by the way, is just like a kind of a full, like, just giant flame on one of her arms, like a sleeve.
Nice. I
Let me
like it.
guess. You got Searing Smite.
Yep.
No, Rick's got friends. All right,
friend.
Baron Leif or
Did they not have a
Cayleigh
ward
Nahesa?
versus faceplant?
Absorb table.
Yeah, we
wants
can go next. So I guess while you're tinkering with your robot bear, so what did I just like? Leif just comes out with it. What did Oriel say to you?
Bear, kind of nonchalantly, barely paying attention.
Barely.
Return
really?
to 10 pounds. Leave the north frozen and preserved. She wants us out of here.
You don't think that's a bit odd?
Oh,
She sent.
I think it's plenty
She
odd.
came herself to send that message. Can you be sure it was her?
As sure as one can be. I mean, she was absurdly powerful, showed up out of nowhere, left into nowhere, fits the description. While it is possible it is some sort of shape changer that looks like Oral, as far as we can tell, it seemed to be the real deal.
Like, I don't know what difference we've made that would send her after us.
Who knows?
We haven't got
At
any
this
closer
point,
to stopping what's going on, at least as far as I can make out. We killed one spotlight zombie, as far as Nahesa called it.
Well, we stopped
And-
Kingdinable from doing the sacrifices.
and that's the thing is
I don't know that
we
yet.
don't necessarily know about it. We have done things that could have repercussions that we don't see yet.
I'm not convinced.
I think it's more likely that we are one of the few that is attempting to stop her and not appeasing her. She likely wasn't at full power and didn't feel like crushing us because she was doing other things and thought that she could scare us away. So, in order to prevent a future problem, she tried to intimidate us. At least that's the way I see it. I may be wrong.
I don't know. I feel
It's
like
kind of hard to.
I feel like even a demigod would be a little more smitey.
I have a feeling, and this is pure conjecture, so I could be way off, but I have a feeling she is using up a lot of power to cause these effects that we see. And that is limiting her ability to smite.
So we don't want her to stop then.
Just it's too hard to say. Right now, I'm more concerned with stopping the appeasement, the sacrifices. Well, fuck it if people want to, sacrifice heat or whatever, but sacrificing people, that is a monstrous act.
Yeah, that needs to stop.
And I'm about ready to act accordingly to that monstrous act.
Leif raises eyebrow. And scene.
Bear,
Oh,
yeah. Bear does not respond.
all right. Okay. Cayleigh and Nahesa.
And then I started blasting.
So anyway, I started blasting.
So I think this would be like the middle of the night. I'm envisioning like a bunch of people like passed out in this common room or whatever, sleeping it off. And then anyone that cared to would hear kind of a grinding sound of like metal on wood and could come see Nahesa seated at one of these long tables. Oh, I guess they're stone, but whatever. And she has a stack of coins next to her from like the open coin purses of Leif and Rúna. And she is just flinging them off the edge of the table, but they are not hitting the ground or anything. And she's worn a track. She's done it so many times. And is just kind of idly, finishing off some ale or something. Almost staring into space.
So yeah, Cayleigh will walk in and see what's going on. She'll sit down next to Nahesa, or across from Nahesa, probably. And yeah, she'll say, "How's it going? You looking a little under the weather?"
Oh, what gave you that idea? Like fling.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Were you working on something here? I may have missed the.
No, I guess this is nothing.
This is nothing. I look at the, or Cayleigh looks at the like divot in the table. from
Yeah.
Just it's nothing, huh?
Making fast friends here, are we?
Are you talking to dwarves?
Guess I'm talking to you.
I'm sorry, did you say you were talking to me? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well.
Talking to me?
Sorry. Subcontext is tough over voice.
Sure.
Well, I mean, we're in this together. So whatever you're trying to do, I wouldn't mind trying to help.
I'll look up and then slide a couple of coins over to you.
Okay. And
So
what am I supposed to do?
just focus on the weight of the coin.
Okay.
And
Cayleigh's taking this like 100% seriously.
sure, yeah. So try and envision it not moving, but at the end of the table, where it would look like, what it would look like if it had moved.
So, like it's no longer here, but it is there.
Like you've already shot it.
Oh, okay. All right, and then Cayleigh is focusing on that.
Right. Now go ahead and try and shoot it.
Boom.
Okay. she does. She envisions she shoots it. I guess yes.
Yeah.
And what horrible thing happens to Cayleigh?
Yeah.
Well, I think since you're like not, well, I guess you are kind of a spellcaster, but I'm thinking like it just kind of plinks off the edge of the table, and like we hear it hit the ground, right? Instead of wherever the other ones are going. I don't know. If you know, like Stranger in a Strange Land, when they envision stuff like disappearing when it's a threat and it like shrinks into non-existence, kind of like what I'm picturing here. But
really quick, I'm going
Yeah.
to interject.
yeah.
Justin, I sent you a message on Discord and I whispered to you on Roll20.
Oh.
That might help direct the scene a little bit.
Oh, interesting.
All right. It's not the wild
then.
magic surge, is it though?
This is all I'm here
Um,
for is the wild
By
magic.
the way, Nahesa,
Mhm.
I haven't brought this up yet, but Cayleigh pulls out a mirror. it might. This seems a little
No.
interesting.
When
Uh-huh.
Cayleigh holds up the mirror to Nahesa, Nahesa, you see you have a third eye on your forehead.
What?
Well, that's new. I kind of like. I'm not gonna poke myself in the. Well, yeah, no. I guess I kind of.
Poke yourself in the third eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
I don't
hurts.
know. Yeah. I look down at like the groove I've worn in the table. The mirror. Yeah.
Okay, so you.
I bet you
weren't
think this
aware
is
that-
pretty funny, huh?
I'm laughing out of character.
Yeah. No.
Cayleigh basically responds by saying she wasn't sure if you knew or not since you were acting so normal, and it looks like you had not known. What do you know? What might have caused this?
I don't know. Sometimes when you pluck a string on the weave, plucks you back, I guess.
Rhymes with plug.
And I take out Bear's file and fling it. It disappears. Yeah.
So much for returning it, jerk.
Well, that was before I
like
had.
it's like disappeared and it just appears embedded in Bear's shield in the other room. It's like.
To which Bear responds with a, huh.
Yeah, I guess Cayleigh doesn't know enough about magic to know if this is permanent or not.
I mean, I don't know if that's the end of your conversation.
I don't know.
Sure.
Actually, I
To
think
give
that
some-
is a good ending to have this awkward silence between Cayleigh.
Yeah.
Just
Mhm.
the Hessa's
and
third
the
eye is
camera
just blinking.
zooms out.
Nahesa, it only lasts for a minute.
Yeah.
Boo. I was gonna go look if the headbands are up.
So I once it's faded, I look back up and I see nothing to be afraid of. All right, let's keep trying. I get more. I get reach over for another handful of coins and just
Dump
keep
out a
moving.
bunch more coins.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Okay, so who all got tattoos now? Just so I can. Cayleigh and Rix. Was that it? Okay. All right. Well, then at the end of this long rest, Bear, let me get your. You have a fully functioning Robert Jr. ready to go.
Robert 2.0.
And
Robert
Nora
I'm sorry.
2. Version 2.
2.0.
Version 2 doesn't come with a charging cable.
No, it doesn't have the headphone jack anymore.
Oh yeah, no headphone jack. Sorry.
You have to get one of those annoying dongles.
You had to get a whole new
Um,
charging cable.
To get insurance for this one just in case.
but
Extended
Nora
warranty.
is really impressed that you're able to create essentially a living creature, automaton, in just 8 hours. She's totally like floored by that. 8 hours seems like a long time,
is
but to her, yeah, I mean, it would take me a lot longer than 8 hours to create an automaton. So,
Say, Bear, have you ever thought to make this out of Chardolin?
oh,
So
collect enough of it.
I confirmed with Nick that if I attempted to do that, bad things would happen.
Wow, hey, they never confirmed with me. Now, all right. So she's really impressed, and she's like, oh, basically at the end of the 8 hours, she's kind of like looking at Robo Bear too, and looking at her armor, and you see that she looks a little crestfallen. And she kind of walks over and she collects a bunch of tools and starts putting stuff away and slowly tidying up her workshop. And she's like, "Well, she's like, you've got a gift, Bear. You really do." She's like, "You remind me a lot of my father." She's like, "I was hoping that I might be able to follow in his footsteps, but it doesn't appear that I quite have the natural talent." She's like, "But he wanted these to go to good use, and I thought that meant me, but I see now that it probably doesn't. So here, I want you to take these." And she hands you a set of the set of tools that she had that you were using when you were repairing the armor. And she's like, "I know." She's like, "I do apologize for being short with you when you came in." She's like, "That's not the short joke. I apologize for me temper." And I hope that that you can get more use out of these than I ever seem to here.
I appreciate it, but I can't take your father's tools. He would have wanted you to have them.
She's like, she's like, "I tried and I failed. It wasn't until you came here that I was able to do anything with them." She's like, "If you really don't want them, then sure." She's like, "But I just worry that they'll sit here and collect dust over the years."
Keep at it. You'll be able to do it.
Well,
It
thank
was
you.
not that many years ago that I wasn't able to do any of this. Not even the most basic smithing, let alone create something like this. Keep
She looks
working
down
on
at-
it.
She looks at Robert and kind of looks him over, and she's like, "All right." She's like, "I will." She's like, if that's what you want, if that's what you think will happen," she's like, "I will stay with it. Thank you."
It'll happen.
Before you and your folk go, a bit of warning. She's like, "My father ran into trouble out near Easthaven." She's like, "If you're heading that direction, be careful who you talk to. Be careful who you trust."
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Bear
And-
will pick up his tools and kind of bow a little bit and just walk out.
And now Bear has his bear.
Yay!
We are back.
Yay.
Dun, dun, dun.
So then after that point, I'm assuming that you all, because you now have spent a day here in the Dwarven Valley, most of the dwarves have gone back to work in the mines. But Foreman Anlin kind of approaches you all and gets, you can tell that she's trying to ask without being upfront about it if you're planning on leaving now or if you're planning on staying longer.
Our plan is to head out now.
Yeah, we got shit to do.
There's a lot to do. Yep.
She's like, "Okay, well,
Where are we going
thank you."
next?
Is everything okay?
She's like, "No, everything's grand." She's like, "I just wanted to." She's like, "I was here when you got here. I wanted to see you out." She's like, "Thank you for your trade. Thank you for the information, the warning, as it were." She's like, "I will do a bit she's like, I'll do what I can to make sure that our dwarves here in the valley are ready for whatever comes on the 22nd of Marpanoth. She's like, and I trust that you all will be making sure that you're all safe around that as well.
We'll try to be safe.
Right. She's like, well, all right.
One thing before we go, can I have seen if I could, we don't have to role play it, but if I could have bought or pried like a small amount of ale from them, like a cask worth?
Oh, that's
Something
right.
that
Sure.
It heals you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. I think, what is a cask? Oh, here it is. I was looking for my
A cat? What?
screen.
Like a small
we've got
barrel?
Like a
bear.
small cask,
You
yeah.
like, rope it to the bear.
Oh, let's put it around the bear's
Wow.
neck
Right,
like a
it
St.
doesn't
Bernard.
need- Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a gallon of ale is 2 silver. So I'd say that a cask would be like 2 gold.
Yeah, sure. Done.
And you're gonna need a gourd. You're gonna need like a special cup. No, I've carved a wooden cup. For
So
there we go. And
How many pints would you say are in that cask?
Oh, come on now.
Let's see.
I was told there would be no math.
No
How many
math in
pints-
D&D? Who told you
Shh,
that?
Shut your
How many
face.
pints are who knows more about volume than I do? How many pints are in a gallon?
Someone in chat.
Well,
tell
how
us
many are?
about-
How many?
8.
Is
My
it,
God,
is it a
if-
gallon in
it's
the cask?
8.
8. If
Eight
only we
pints in
had
a
a
gallon.
Google.
Hey, I just Googled it. All right, calm down. So I
Same
would
here.
say that you have 16 pints available to you as long as that cask doesn't get broken.
Perfect. Okay, I'm good.
16 greater healing potions available to Rixana.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
This is busted.
It's once a day.
Once a day.
Mhm.
And it's
Once a
Rixana.
day.
It'll be fine.
And it's once a day.
Mind you, I think to be fair, usually Ian gets 100 to 0, so he's never going to get to use it.
Right. Yeah.
That's true.
True.
There's probably gonna have to be a scene where I'm like running to the bear so I can get a pint in the middle of
Someone's gonna have to,
We have to get Bear to invent an IV.
Wait, does that amulet work if someone force feeds him alcohol?
It has to be the whole pint, but
That might be
How
true.
much liquid to a greater healing potion? Then?
I would imagine
I mean,
less
if
than
you
a
feed
pint.
on a
But
potion, then I feel like you could be able to force them to
Probably.
drink it.
So I did my runes. I'm going to give a rune of bless to Rixana and a rune of frigid rebuke to Rúna.
Hi, what does this rock do?
It's not a rock. It's on a wooden. It's like on a leather thong that goes around your neck. And yours is made of hazelwood.
What does it do?
It should protect you, maybe.
Okay.
all right.
That's resolved.
Okay. So where are you guys heading to next?
Yeah, today and the
good
group
question.
turns down magic items.
I think we were headed to Easthaven.
Yes.
That was our next.
think we said
planned
that.
thought. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds right to me.
All right, rolling my travel. All right. Okay, so it takes you guys. Let's see. You're on your sleds from the Dwarven Valley to Easthaven. It's going to take you 2 days of travel to get there. You camp once in the wilderness, but the night goes without event.
What? No deadly encounter? Are you kidding me?
No deadly encounter. Yeah,
Boo.
nothing
Yeah.
this time.
Did we
and
finish
you
our
th-
encounter at the Dwarven Valley?
Right. And you guys arrive at Easthaven. I'll move this to the town map. Okay. And I'll plop us in here. Easthaven is the second largest town out of 10 towns after Bryn Shander. It is a sprawling lakefront town. Where are my player characters? There they are.
By the way, as we are traveling, I pass on the warning that I was given to the rest of the party.
Sure.
Cut away from yourself and
To
towards
not
Nahesa.
trust anyone?
Yeah. So the default then.
Yeah, way ahead
More
of
or
you.
less.
Yeah.
All right, and I think I have a piece of art here for Easthaven as well.
Ooh. Wow, this town's actually kind of big.
It is. It is a sprawling town. As you guys are moving through the streets, you see multiple signs kind of hanging from buildings and all that. And they're written in multiple different languages, but they all read "Watch thy pocket." And Cayleigh, Cayleigh and Leif, you two would know that Easthaven is pickpocketing is legal here.
What?
What?
The town was founded by thieves who came up from, I think, Calamshan.
Oh my god.
And throughout this town's entire history, pickpocketing is considered a legal thing. As long as you can get away with it, it's legal. So,
Well, anything's legal if you can get away with it.
I'm starting to
Right,
think,
yeah.
I'm starting to work out where Leif picked up his alert fee.
That checks out.
so there's that piece of art of what kind of to give you an idea of Easthaven there. It has the aurora above them as well. Bustling lakeside town. And when you guys arrive in Easthaven, the mood, like there are people moving about. The kind of mood that you're getting, the general sense of the town is pretty dour.
Yeah, I wonder if it's because of the crime or the human sacrifice.
I mean, the crime is just another day, right?
Wait, is Easthaven a
6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Is Easthaven a killing town?
Yep.
It is.
Killing town.
One of those
It is,
killing
yeah,
towns.
it's one of those sacrifices.
Yes, it is a humanoid sacrifice.
That's not good.
So what are you guys doing?
Do we
We
see
all-
any signs of
I
where
just have
that
a
takes
question.
place on the
No-
way up?
My question was going to be, what phase of the movie is it? Just asking for a friend.
Yeah.
It just
No.
was.
Yeah.
Do we see any sign on the way up of where this takes place?
Of where the
Oh,
sacrifices
where the
would take place?
sacrifices
Yeah.
take place?
Because they like pin people on
Um,
that side, but there's no wall.
No, you would know that much like how Bryn Shander did it. And if you were to ask around, you'd probably get an answer eventually about there is a post outside of the town limits, you know, like well away from the houses and all that, where it takes place. Actually, no. Hang on. So, Leif, do you ask town folk about where it happens?
Sure, that sounds like a Leif thing.
It does, I think, yeah.
All right. So you ask someone who's walking by, and he's like, "What? The burning the other day, or the monthly thing?"
Hold, please.
Borrow?
Processing.
Leif.exe has stopped working.
Yeah. Burning?
Yeah. He's like, just a few days ago, the captain of the guard we had a wizard who was captured here for almost a 10-day, and then they finally burned him at the stake right in town square.
For what crime?
He led a bunch of explorers out into the tundra. Said he was looking for something. He wanted people who knew the region. And then when he came back by himself. And sure enough, they got him drunk up at the White Lady. And he spilled his guts and said that he killed them all out on the snow. Didn't want him to
Time out. Like, that's not legal anywhere, right? I'm just making sure, like,
Sure that matters.
I'm gauging how fucked up Forgotten Realms is.
No, that's
Uh,
not legal here in East. Well, considering they burned him at the stake, you don't think it's legal here.
The captain of the
Wait,
guard
wait,
did
sorry.
this. Who was this guy?
Where'd this happen?
No. I think Leif is talking about, is it legal to burn someone at the stake?
But not only that, like a drunken confession being like legally binding.
Oh, that. Well,
Does this dude look like the DA? What are you talking about?
No, that's why I said time out, because it's
Fucking
like,
asking about, man.
it's a thing that I would know, right?
Leif,
Is
that
what I'm
would
saying.
that
I'm not asking
that
him.
part of
Excuse me, ask Jeeves. Give me the legal precedent for fucking Easthaven. I didn't ask that.
If that part of it doesn't strike you as that out of place.
Is this the who's the captain of the guard?
The captain of the guard of Easthaven would be Captain Arlaggath.
Is he new?
She, no, she's been here for a few years.
So I would be aware of her.
Yeah, I would say so.
And
Half
what was
elf.
the name of this guy that they burned? This wizard?
It was what was his name? It was started with a D. Dal, Darza, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Diego, Dominic,
Yeah, maybe,
Damien,
maybe
Dylan?
something like that.
Drake.
We're not playing now. I
I
pull
thought we
on
were-
your sleeve a little gently.
Sorry.
This is not game time.
Sorry, my bad.
And this happened a couple of days ago.
Yeah, they just burned him. I think it was 2 days ago.
Where?
Town
Yeah,
square,
where? Which way?
the middle of town, and he points
the
to
town
the east.
square, you dumbass.
Yeah, I knew.
Dude,
All right,
I'm
okay.
looking at the
thank
map.
you.
and
PA
see
sucks.
Hero Town
I'll like
Square.
toss him a silver piece.
Oh, he's like, oh, thanks, friend.
Did you do that because they burned the wizard?
Yeah, that's why.
Okay, we can pickpocket it back later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm running.
Rick,
towards
I
town
give
square.
Rix a wink as he goes like, get that back.
I will run after Nahesa.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast
Um,
detect moronic city guard captain.
Oh, it goes off.
That's very. Oh, it goes on.
I'm surprised you prepared that, honestly.
Nick, throwing all your NPCs under the bus.
Leif collapses because every house illuminates.
I guess we run over.
Brain overload.
Detect room.
Okay,
Is this
so
set
you
it
guys
down?
are
Whatever.
right where you
Where's
are.
the
Yep.
town square? Right here.
Yep.
Okay.
Right there. Yeah. So there's a gallows in the middle of town square. And then you can also see that there is a large post, and there's signs of a burning having happened recently.
Gallows and a
Peop-
burning. They're like equal opportunity assholes.
Yeah. The noose wasn't enough for Darza the wizard.
Jesus.
But that's also right outside of town hall. Is the main building right out, just on the other side of town square there. So, what is your intent rushing to town square like this, Nahesa?
I kick up the snow around the post or whatever.
Oh, sure.
Just looking if they burned him with all his stuff, I guess.
She's looking for spellbooks, crap.
you don't see any sign of any of his possessions.
Bastards.
If there's something
Well,
you're
maybe-
looking
what-
for, we
maybe,
could talk
yeah.
to town hall. All right.
Find his home. He probably stayed somewhere in the town. This is out of character.
No, he was traveling with people, and they said he went out onto the tundra.
Maybe he had a room at the inn or something.
Right, so while we're all here, I'm basically
Oh.
going to say,
Yeah.
I'm going to deal with it. Well, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm going to find out what's going on. If you guys want to distance yourself, I understand.
Did you follow us to town square?
Yeah.
or-
Oh, no, yeah.
Okay, so
Leif, when have we ever distanced ourselves from you when you were kicking up dust?
Not leaving me out of this one. Let's go.
So as you all are gathered around the site of where this wizard was burned, the doors to town hall open up, and out comes a man, a human who looks to be about in his 40s. He's wrapped in cold weather gear, and I'm going to. Do I have? I don't have a piece of art.
Womp womp.
But he comes out and he's kind of like pulling his coat around him, and he's like, "Hi, travelers. What brings you to Easthaven?"
Fuckery, apparently.
Cayleigh
He's like, "What?"
literally does this.
He's like, I'm guessing that you've heard of the unfortunate events that have taken place here in town recently. He's like, allow me to shed light on those if you're looking for some sort of information. I'm Speaker Danneth Waylen, by the way.
From a fire. That's-
I hope that wasn't a fire pun. I whispered to whoever's
was?
nearby.
that's what I was getting at.
Well, Danneth, nice to meet you. Yeah, I guess we would be interested to hear the story of what happened here. This isn't a usual sight that we see.
No, it's not, and it's not normal for Easthaven either. I assure you. He's like, our town has a bit of a reputation, but trust me when I say that this is no one's happy about this. Me least of all. He's like, this individual, this Dazan, came into town from Bryn Shander a little while ago, and he was looking for experienced travelers, people who knew the tundra in the region. He hired a number of people, one of whom was let's see, there was someone from Caerdinaval, and there was a dwarf. There was a Battlehammer dwarf among them as well. They went out into the tundra. They were gone for had to have been 10 days, nearly. He's like, and when the wizard came back, he was by himself. Wouldn't say a word about what happened, if he found what he was looking for. Didn't share any of it. He's like, well, my
Does he have to?
captain of the does he have to? No, not at all. He's like, but if the six of you go out into the tundra and make it very well known to the town that you're all leaving together, and then one of you comes back, I mean, questions come up, right? He's like, my captain of the guard, Arlaggath, she smelled something going on. So she got him drunk at the White Lady Inn, and he apparently confessed to finding what he was looking for and making sure that no one else could find it.
What was he looking
Where
for?
I know,
Because clearly you have it.
Yeah,
I'm
what
so
did he
clearly
find?
I have what?
What was he looking? What did he find? Clearly you must have it.
No, it's not a thing. It's a place. It's apparently, according to him, it's a tower buried in snow and ice out in the tundra.
And he drunkenly confessed to killing them all. So you set him on, and I spit the word fire and look at Cayleigh when I say it.
He's like, it wasn't my choice, friend. He's like, trust me. He's like, that's not how I wanted to handle it.
You're the
He's like, but-
speaker.
Whose choice was it?
He's like, Arlaggath suggested it. I didn't want to do it. But I did agree that something needed to be done. He's like, people
You have
people
a perfectly
here-
good prison sitting empty, not leagues away.
prison.
An anti-magic prison. The perfect place to send a wizard. And you burn him at the stake.
I apologize. He's like, look, can we take this inside, perhaps? Where it's
No.
and you can tell that there are people gathering around. He's
No,
like, can we
I don't
take
know
this
if you've
inside
got
where
pitch and kindling in there.
okay.
God damn.
Okay,
Oh my goodness.
He's like,
I-
is
I'm
Oh, go
willing
ahead.
to go inside to talk. Leif, you can stay out here if this is angering you. I need some more info. Well, I would like a little more info. And
Where's the guard captain?
Yeah,
like,
can you have her brought here, maybe?
I will send for her.
Do that.
And then he turns, he's like, and if Cayleigh's following him inside, he'll go inside and he'll send one of his aides after Captain Arlaggath, and they go running off. Is anyone else, who all's going inside with Speaker Danneth?
I think
Cayleigh?
I I haven't decided yet, but I'll turn
Sure.
to Leif as they're entering and I'll say like with no I want you to know this is 100% like
No, you go.
Rúna's like innocent face has no emotion one way or the other about whether, and she just says, "Are we gonna get kicked out of this place too?"
If we're lucky.
Probably.
That does make me
I'll
like
do it.
half smile, and I say probably.
Okay.
Okay, so Cayleigh's going in with Speaker Danneth.
I'll go.
Bear will go in
Yeah, I'll
too.
go in. Fuck it, I'm not going to be left outside.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
we all
okay.
did.
Oh,
Is
really?
this just the inn in town,
No,
or
it's
did
like
we,
That's
the town
that's the
hall.
biggest one.
was he staying there, or did we not have that clarified by
Hasn't been clarified yet.
the guy? All right, I guess I go
Yeah.
in as well.
Okay, so everybody goes in. All right. So Speaker Waylen takes you guys in and sits you down in a room, one of the meeting rooms in town hall. Closes the doors. Takes off his coat, and he's like,
Yeah, if you just give us a moment to talk for a second.
Sure.
I think we need to center ourselves here. And
Of
I'll
course.
try to pull people over here, and
We need
I'll
to
just
get our
say-
motives.
so
straight.
he'll
Yeah.
step out of the room and give you guys a minute.
Yeah. So, okay, couple of things. Dude in prison was talking about things out in the tundra.
Mm.
So, I really want to know what this is. So let's not burn any bridges until we get the information that we want.
I don't think
But they have all the
Easy.
kindling already.
You say that as
Great.
Leif is dumping gasoline.
Yeah.
Afterwards, fair game, right?
Yeah, perhaps. Oh shoot, what was the other few things? Oh yeah, the other thing is that the speaker might be. I heard from the dwarves that he is possibly looking at getting rid of the sacrifice to Oral. So if we keep on his good side and tell him what we've been doing, like Caer Konig and Caer Dinaval, it's possible we might be able to get him on our side for this as well.
Right. Okay.
Does this
fine,
guy look like
fine,
he's
but
got control of this
yeah.
town?
Do you think that is a possibility, given that he didn't get his own way as Speaker of the town in deciding how to deal with his one and only criminal this week?
I'm just saying, maybe there's something we could do. Okay.
Yeah,
And
decapitate the head of
if it's-
I think there's lots of things we could do.
Yes, there is lots of things we could do.
Give it
I stretch my hands and crack my knuckles.
If the
Like,
person
I'd like
who
to have
actually
a Deidre perch on top of this building and just keep a lookout.
On top of the town hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have her look
Just
for
like-
gargoyles.
if the person who actually suggested the execution acted too hastily or possibly even screwed it up, then we might be able to put more power into the speaker
Mhm.
and get the sacrifices stopped.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a possible.
If you want to lead the conversation,
positive.
Cayleigh, I'm happy to let you lead it. But this is, and I know this is wrong, and needs to be
Oh,
fixed.
Mhm.
I agree 100%.
And if it's not fixed when we leave here, I'll fix it.
Unscrews the cap on the gasoline.
If the bridge is still standing after we cross it,
Mhm.
I will turn it on the way out.
With my roll today,
Perfect.
yeah.
Burn the bridge while we're on it.
It's way more
Fine, I
dramatic.
guess we
Either
can
burn
talk
the bridge before we cross it or after we cross it, not while we're crossing it. That is the metaphor.
Mhm.
I'm gonna sit down and kick my feet up on the desk.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we'll talk to Danneth now. So
Okay. He'll poke his head back in, and he comes in and closes the door behind him, and he's like, correct me if I'm wrong. He's like, but you all are the out of towners that have been moving through the region lately, right?
Well,
Yes.
we are not from this town, and we have been moving through the region, so well done.
Not from
Right.
this plane of existence.
No.
He's like,
I heard that I'm from where Rix is from, but I'm not 100% sure. And I think one of these people might be Tissa, but I haven't exactly figured out who yet.
Bear just kind of leans in. I'm actually from Waterdeep.
he sits down. He's like, I really wish that we had met under different circumstances. He's like,
I hear that a lot.
Cayleigh just puts a hand on his shoulder.
I did
um,
promise, I guess. Yeah.
Danneth is like, he's like, I know. He's like, especially to me, not just, but especially to out-of-towners. Things like what have been going on in 10 towns lately, things like what you've heard about here in Easthaven, it's like it's abhorrent. It's difficult to deal with. It's difficult to face. He's like, but I have, as far as the burning goes, as far as the wizard's life being claimed by this town, the captain of the guard raised the best argument, and I couldn't find a way to.
You took
to
records,
counter
right?
that
You've
point.
got records of her argument.
Her argument, the records. Her argument was that.
You don't
the
have
people
records
that-
of these people that you're executing. Is that what you're telling me?
We have records of
You had
what we
you
need
had
records.
some kind of
Cayleigh-
trial with
Cayleigh
no
puts that
records.
hand
She's
on
on
the
her
table
way.
again.
We'll hear it from her.
The hand just clamps a little tighter.
He's like, Captain Arlaggath raised a point that was difficult to speak down.
says the records were all stolen as is customary in this town.
Hell yeah.
He's like, the people that this wizard brought with him out into the tundra and allegedly killed. These were
I think
people
you're
from
past the point
Easthaven.
of allegedly, right?
He's like, well, yes. He's like, but he's like, there are people who had families. There are people who needed to earn money to keep their living. He's like, the lake is almost entirely frozen over. Fishing is no longer an option unless you're willing to drag a boat all the way out to the middle of the lake. Most people aren't able to do that. Most people lack the ability to do so. He's like, so when these people who knew the surrounding region saw an opportunity to make some coin, they trusted this man. He's like, and even if his story was an embellishment, or even if he was led to it, something happened out there. And he came
Well, I
back
assume
alone.
you know, right? You know categorically what happened out there if you killed him, right?
I know what he told me. I know what
Who
he
was
told
present
us.
at the confession?
That was myself and the captain of the guard.
Did he tell you where this place was? This tower?
Not exactly. He gave me a direction. He gave me a distance. He's like, but he's like, the captain went out or the captain sent some scouts to go look for it. He's like, and trust me, we had a tough run-in with members of Clan Battlehammer when they heard what had happened too. He's like, they went and inspected it. He's like, and from what I have heard, they found evidence.
Evidence like dead bodies? Or what
Yes.
kind of evidence?
Yes, evidence like the remains. He's like, not of all of them, but of at least two.
Cayce. Now, you said the captain of the guard made an argument, a good point why. We'll leave that aside for the second. But why burning? I see you have a gallows. I know this is a morbid question, but why burning exactly? Whose idea was that?
He's like, that was something that a member of our townsfolk called for. That is, she is the one who runs the what is it? She runs the Wet Trout. It's a bar on the northeastern side of town. She's one of our more vocal townsfolk. And that
Oh,
is,
that's
hang on,
so-
I'm pulling her name up here real quick.
Birdo.
The vocal minority. Ugh.
Good enough for me.
Outside the box thinking, I like it.
He's like, that was the something that Nymetra called for, who runs the Wet Trout on the northeast side of town. She has been difficult as of late, and she has a lot of people who agree with her.
Difficult about what?
About the state of Easthaven, about the state of Icewind Dale. She is, and he kind of looks at all of you, and you can tell that he's gauging how much of involvement you've had in like the sacrifices and everything. And he's like she has she feels strongly about Easthaven continuing with its current practices every month, and she's not the only one. And the captain agrees with her. Many of the townsfolk agree with her. And he's like, I don't want it to be that way.
Are you in charge or not?
I am.
I look at Cayleigh.
I look at Leif.
Permission
I
to
look at
weapon.
Rixana.
Permission. Permission to weapons
Looks
free.
at bear.
Looks at the
Looks at the bit. Yeah.
It's like that moment in Return of the Jedi.
So,
No, I'm gonna wait
does
till
he
she
have
gets here.
does he have belongings that we might be able to look at to see where this tower might be?
He's like,
we can-
those are under the care of
Of course.
the captain.
I just shake
Okay.
my head.
Let me float this idea out here. What do you think would happen if you suddenly said that the sacrifices were to stop?
I guess that's what he wants to do, though. That's what he implied, right?
Yeah, so what do you think would happen? What is it that you're afraid of?
I'm afraid that well, with certain people still here in Easthaven, I'm worried that I would get run out of town. I'm worried that I would have to find lodging in a place like Bryn Shander, who's doing the same thing.
We've just come from Revel's End, where there is a person.
I don't want to go there.
There is a person there who has been sent there forever for threatening to overthrow a speaker of another town.
Does this seem
I've
like
heard
an
that.
authoritarian Rúna settlement here?
He's like, I've heard of
Doing
Gant.
the association between, our new charcoal briquette out there and our acquaintance at Revel's End, apparently.
So are you
So the guy
aware
must have been
of
onto
what's are you aware of what's happening to those that are being sacrificed? Has the speaker of Bryn Shander told you what we found?
And how
No.
Of course not. Why would she do that?
What have you found?
These sacrifices are not appeasing Oral. They're empowering her.
I mean,
She's creating monsters out of the sacrifices.
Have you seen any lights up out in the wilderness? Walking
Rúna-
around at
Rúna
night?
goes like this.
Danneth is like, oh, I've heard stories. Yes, those are related.
Those are your sacrifices.
Mhm.
didn't you wonder where they went after you left them out there?
He's like, the common thought was that it was, yetis, crag cats, creatures of the wild.
No, they got up and walked off.
You can't be that stupid.
Cayleigh puts a hand on Nahesa's shoulder.
Somebody else do it. Kelly's only got two hands. Kelly's only got two hands.
Usually the Yeti is an environmental hazard to the region. You would know what a Yeti attack looks like. You're just in denial.
That may be.
In any case, it sounds like you wish to stop these sacrifices. Is that correct?
I would be open to that. Very much so, yes.
How can we help you do that?
Convince
Yeah.
convince the captain, convince Nymetra, convince them that that this doesn't result in anything that is good for Easthaven. Convince them that revering Oral, bending knee to her, is not preserving our town. It's tearing us apart. He's like, I've been unable to do that.
Okay. I'm willing to try.
We can talk to them.
And then I was going to say, at that moment, the door opens, and there's a female half-elf clad in scale mail armor standing in there. And she looks at all of you. And she's like, Speaker, you called for me? And he's like, yes. I'm sorry. This is Captain Arlaggath. Captain Arlaggath, these are the out-of-towners we've heard so much about as of late. They want to talk to you about some current events. And she's like, very well. She leaves the door open. She doesn't sit down. She stands in the doorway. She's like, all right, let's talk. What is it you want to know?
What was your evidence when
Cayleigh.
you sent people out to the tower?
Our evidence when we sent people out to the tower, we had a story to go off of.
No, but the speaker tells me that you found evidence.
When we got to the tower, yes, my scouts returned with the remains
So
of
you didn't
two of the
go?
people from Easthaven. I did not go. If you're looking for foul play, you won't find it here. I trust what my men found.
You trust what your men found, but why burning?
We felt that something dramatic, something to prove a point to any other out-of-towners who wanted to come through Easthaven and take advantage of our fishing.
You did this to appease
Fishing town?
out-of-towners.
We did this to warn out-of-towners. We did
Warn
this
out-of-towners that you know you're gonna get them drunk and get them to confess to anything and then burn them at the stake.
We did this to warn out-of-towners that they can't come into Easthaven and take advantage of our people who are scared, who are defenseless, who feel like they have no control over their lives.
No control of their lives. How? Because it's darker now. Because it's colder. Because you sacrifice one of them once a month.
Yeah, that's where the fear
Just
comes
how
from.
were these so nominal victims exploited? He
Surely
came
that's to
back
be
to
expected,
town.
right? Surely that's to be expected. You take a job to go out of town, explore in the wild. Surely that people expect that there's a chance you might not come back. That's a given. That's why we live up here. That's the reason why we're the only ones that live up here. Because we're stubborn,
I'll
but we're
say.
honest.
She looks at Danneth, and she's like, Speaker, are we really going through all of this again?
You're damn right we're going through this again.
She's like, as far as I'm concerned, I don't have to convince you of anything. What has happened, happened. No amount of us talking about it over the table here can change that.
It happened because of the fear that you.
Because of you. Because of you specifically. You used a fear tactic to scare the town and the out-towners to make things worse.
To make things worse,
You're supposed-
she's like, to preserve peace.
Preserve peace. You mean preserve your job, is what you mean. You're supposed to be protecting
She's
these
like-
people.
You're supposed to protect them, not kill them.
She's like, that wizard was not someone under my care.
He was in your
How
town.
about the
He's
people
under your
every
care.
month?
And she looks at Cayleigh and then to Leif, and she's like, I'm sorry, can we pick an argument here? She's like, I'm a little confused. Are we talking about the sacrifices or are we talking about the wizard?
Both. As far as we know, where they're connected. You go out there sacrificing people, they come back as reanimated corpses, sending beacons up into the sky. All you're doing is empowering Oriel. This nonsense.
She's like, if you want to take it up with the people of Easthaven, be my guest.
Assemble them.
Assemble them for you?
Well,
She's like, you can go out and canvass the town.
I can go out and canvass the town.
Yeah. She's like, you seem to be fine in cold weather. Won't hurt you a little bit to walk around.
Lady, you have no idea.
And she's like, Speaker, I'm done. She's like, if you have anything
Why
for
didn't you
me-
send him to Revel's End?
She's like, something dramatic needed to be done to make a
Revel's End
point.
Is dramatic. Who gets sent there? The worst of the worst.
She's like, if I sent him to Revel's End, he's like, how would the people of Easthaven know that anything happened? How would they know that he didn't turn around and kill the people he was with that were escorting him? This isn't some, local cutthroat.
Okay.
This
how
is
do
a
the people
wizard.
Know, how do the people know exactly what happened to these people that were murdered? They haven't seen any of this.
They
It's
only
just
know
by
what you
you
tell
told
them.
Exactly. It's the exact same thing. Send them to Revel's End. Tell them.
You're a coward.
I think Rúna, who's been very quiet this whole time, will stand up and just lock eyes with the captain and say, still very quietly, kind of creepily, under her breath, so you believe that when something wrong happens, one should do something dramatic to make a point? And as she does that, her eyes glimmer and a beguiling presence overcomes the area around her. And I need him to make a DC 13 wisdom save, please, against my
DC 13 wisdom save?
Yes, please.
She fails.
She's afraid of me.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't need to roll a save to get that.
So,
That is
Captain
good to know.
Arlaggath,
I will keep that in mind.
she takes a step back from Rúna and then looks at everyone else. And she's like, if you think you can just come into Easthaven and bully me into changing what happened, or
We can't get you
or
to
if
change what happened, but we can make you accountable for what happened.
She looks at the speaker. She's like, get them out of town before I do. And then she turns around and leaves.
Oh, so you're going to kill us too? For doing what?
And Danneth is like, well.
Was that dramatic enough?
He's like, I wouldn't recommend staying the night.
I sort of
Or
want to
what?
stay the night.
Yeah.
I
wanna-
think I'll turn to Leif and I'll say, oops.
Leif does this.
One way or another, this has to come to a head. There's things converging on this town, and if you don't have your shit together, you're gonna be dead, all of you, and not from us, from others who are coming here.
Like, what?
The Dwargar
Have
to
you
the
gotten
south are
anything?
planning an attack with a Shardland dragon.
There's a Dwergar invasion imminent.
Have you not gotten the missive from Revel's End?
No.
That's good.
He's like,
Man, it's almost like the people that deliver the messages
It's almost
around
like-
here. are doing that.
Yeah,
It's
who
almost
do
like
I
when we
know
leave.
around here? Oh,
It's
wait.
almost like when we leave an area, it despawns.
What's the draw distance on this region?
he's like, that is a substantial claim. He's like, but I don't find it entirely unbelievable. When?
How long ago did she leave?
20.
Fuck this, I'm done.
Like 5 minutes.
I bustle out after her.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, okay, yeah.
Pick her
I don't know.
pocket.
22nd of March.
I'll do more than pick a pocket.
He's like, that's weeks away.
Yeah, it is.
We were told both by the speaker of Bryn Shander that they were going to send out missives, and Revel's End when we went there. So I am getting mighty
Well,
irritated.
Copernicus. Yeah.
He's like, it might not surprise you to know that Speaker Shane and I aren't on good terms.
Which one is Shane Bryn Shander, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know. I'm
Professor.
sorry. I know I've left.
I assumed it was an out of character clarification
Yeah.
question. So
Should I follow him or?
If you want to have some fun,
We might want to follow him. Yeah, we might.
I will shift into I'll shift into owl form.
Okay.
And I just fly out the door behind like.
All right. So Leif, you follow Captain Arlaggath out of the town hall.
Does Leif spot an owl, a familiar owl flying over?
I was accompanying him.
Okay.
Oh, sure. And Nahesa does too. I would say, yeah. I would say that Leif's passive perception of 18 would easily spot a familiar owl flying around.
Depends on
Okay.
how angry he is, though, right?
That's true. So Leif, she's still crossing the town square when
I
you
whip
exit
an
the
axe at
building.
a post in front of her as she's like walking away from me.
Oh boy. That there
She-
I have to roll. Come on. If we have to roll to not hit our friends, I think we have to roll to not.
Direct.
It's a skill object.
Yeah, the post has a very low AC, so
You want me to roll?
No, you're fine. So you throw it, yeah, at the burning post, no less.
Oh, this is perfect.
Oh, that's
And
dramatic.
she stops and
You!
turns and she's like,
You're not
She takes
fit.
your
You're not
axe.
fit to protect the people of this town. I challenge you to a single combat.
and she kind of looks around, and the crowd that was gathering earlier that kind of dispersed is starting to gather again, and she's like, she takes your axe out and throws it in the snow, and she's like, you're not worth my time.
Can I like recall the axe?
Oh sure. You do that, and she blinks, and you hear murmurs through the crowd around you. And
The
she
reason
kinda
why
looks
we live
around.
up here is because nobody else does. All the people that live in the Icewind Dale, they're honest, they're hardworking. And what have you done? You've turned them into cowards. Just because it gets darker and it gets colder, the only people that live up here is us because we're stubborn. You have done this. You're a poison to this town, and I will see the end of it.
She doesn't say anything, but she draws her sword, and I'll take initiative.
Hell yeah.
Are we? Oh, so she didn't agree to single combat, but are we gonna let Leif do this?
Oh,
one?
I was not respecting that regardless.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys.
No. I think that makes us the bad guy.
Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies? I'll
And
roll
you
initiative,
basically,
but I
like,
won't
shot
necessarily
in
do
front of
anything on
cops,
that,
and
so-
we're like, I don't think you're doing your job.
Oops, I forgot to click my.
Like the people inside, we probably heard shouting. So
Oh yeah,
we
and
will
you can see like out the windows, people are running to town square to see what's going on.
Okay.
Can
Should
you
we
add me
roll
to the turn
initiative?
tracker, and I'll add my
Initiative.
initiative?
Oh sure, just a sec. I'm trying to get my NPC set up. I wasn't expecting an NPC fight.
Just gonna hand me my arm.
Didn't have her combat.
I was like,
at hand.
I hope that their rulebook's got stats.
Oh, it sure
I mean-
does.
I was gonna laugh if it didn't.
What was your 15.14 cat?
Let me.
Oh, you got it.
change
Perfect.
My side to owl.
So if no one wants to, if some of you don't want to participate, you don't have to roll. But I see everybody's rolling, so we're good.
Oh,
Well, yeah, I
I'm
mean,
not-
even if we're not
inside.
actively participating, we should
Yeah.
still at least have an initiative number just in case.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
we
fair.
roll in.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm going to lead the speaker out and observe.
Okay.
What, are you just like strong arming him? How are you getting him?
If
Yeah.
I have
I
to,
think she would be interested to see what's going on too,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
considering that the captain just
I
left
didn't
and
think
now.
I would have to, but
All right.
Okay, do we have everybody on there? 1, 2, 3, 4,
there we
5,
go.
6, 7. Okay, perfect. And we'll sort by
I like to
descending.
take my time and observe the capabilities of my opponent. That's what
All right, Leif,
Wow.
you're up
26.
first.
I will just
gonna-
say she hasn't actually attacked yet. She just drew her sword. So
That's very true.
I'm
This
gonna
is
take this
Dungeons
opportunity to take a quick bio
and-
break, but you guys can keep
Okay.
going.
Sure.
Be right back.
Yeah, I guess I like. No, I kind of have to throw. I throw an egg.
Yeah, dude, are you? Come on.
Uh, 23
I
hit.
could kick your ass.
Oh wait, no, sorry. Wait, that's have I got bless on? I have. Sorry, it's only 21.
Mm-hmm.
21
You
hits.
just don't want to fight right now. You could.
Okay.
Bonus action, I'll throw.
Yeah, there it is.
Jesus.
Hell yeah.
And then I'll use
Smite that evildoer.
I'll use favored foe as well. Right, no, hold on. Right, I don't want to kill her. Right.
Right.
Blow up the rune.
So here's
You
the
have
thing.
not established that.
For here's the thing. For this combat, unless otherwise stated by you guys, I'm going to assume that like even though this is a hit and damage is dealt, you know what I mean? It's not you're not like literally cutting into her, you know what I mean? Like you're basically wearing her down with these hits.
Yeah,
Does
like
that
it's
make
like
sense?
hitting off her armor. Yeah, fatiguing her out. Yeah, I don't want to
Exactly,
kill
yep.
her. I want
Right.
the Henga versus the ginger guy in 13th Warrior without the decapitation. Is what I want.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, so I'm gonna treat every attack as non-lethal unless it's specified.
Right, but this is
otherwise.
a fucking crit, so I'm using favored foe and I'm burning my rune of frigid.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You do it. You do it.
So that's 2d8 and 2d4.
$18, 19 damage.
Yeah, and both axes whirl back in
Well.
around.
All
Yield.
right. So the first one, you throw the first one, and it like she knocks it out of the air with her sword. But then the second one flies through and hits her on her scale mail, and that rune blows up. And there's this burst of Arctic wind and everything around her, and you see her stagger backwards a couple steps. And then
She's
say
gonna be a
yield.
fighter. She's fucking OP. It's like a ranger versus a fighter. I'm fucked.
You say yield, and she responds by now drawing a short sword. So she has a long sword in one hand and a short sword in the other.
ooh, she is.
Hell yeah.
Sorry.
Rixana.
Okay, so I had been sitting in there. I hear shouting. I hear single combat, and my ears like perk up. So at that point, I leave. I see what's happening, and greatly respecting the duel. But I will kind of take a position on the perimeter, and if I see any of like the townsfolk or someone trying to intervene, then I will act. Not necessarily trying to kill them, but I'll just let's see. I'll ready like I don't know what I can ready in that situation. Just basically, if someone tries to intervene, then at that point I want to like trip them so they cannot.
Oh sure. Yeah. Oh, okay. Totally. All right. Her turn. She's gonna close the distance.
Her speed is reduced.
By 10 feet. Okay.
She has 60 feet movement.
Like half, isn't it?
No, it's by 10.
Oh. Garbage.
Garbage.
And she is going to make 3 attacks on Leif.
What?
Here we go.
2 with her longsword.
Yeah, and then offhand. Come on. What are you worried about?
First one misses. Leif, what's your AC?
16.
Okay, the second one hits
Burn a rune of shield.
for 8 slashing.
Burn a rune of
Nice.
shield.
Yep. That blocks it then, so no damage. So
rune
her
is not
sword comes
depleted.
down, and then your so your shield bursts, and her sword clangs off of it, and she responds by. So your AC is 21, right?
And I'm immune
Okay.
to crit.
Yep. So she tries to get a stab in with her short sword. And you get the sense by the way she's moving that she thinks like, okay, the shield hit there, so I'm going to stab low. But that stab is still able to be deflected by your shield. So that was a good use of that rune. That is her turn. Cayleigh, you're up next.
Cayleigh seems okay with the situation. And yeah, she's pretty much going to do the same thing that Rix is. She's going to go out, observe. She's not going to trip anyone. She's just going to knock them out.
Cayleigh not fucking around.
Why mess around? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 2 ready to actions. Rúna.
No ready to action. Rúna's just perched nearby, looking ominous.
Okay. Bear.
I am also readying an action for basically the same thing, except I'm going to draw my gun and shoot anybody in the kneecap who attempts to interfere.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be
Yikes.
heads.
Don't fuck around.
This just keeps escalating with each ready.
Oh yeah,
Alright,
oh, yeah.
fine.
Well, if anyone interferes, I'm gonna light the whole family on fire. There.
Well, if their family's there, then I'll shoot them in the kneecap too.
Oh my god.
If someone
I've
interferes,
got
like, we're
fast
the
reload,
world.
This
bitch.
is what you started with.
All right. So we've got 3 ready to actions.
How much
for
XP is
tripping,
a whole
knocking
town
out.
worth?
Yeah, what's the XP for a coup?
I think it's just an automatic level. All right, Nahesa,
Yeah,
you're
I
up.
love it. Josh was immediately like, "So did you?" And pulls out his gun. Oh.
Hmm.
Nahesa flicks
Why-
a coin.
No, that's too unreliable at present.
Yeah, not yet.
I just lower my hand to my side, and a long, thin shadow just from it. But unfortunately, it does not do anything. So I have, woven a blade, a shadow blade. Yes.
It looks sufficiently ominous.
I'm assuming that you're like on the in the front row of the crowd that's forming.
I
around.
was with Leif. Like we
Oh,
went
okay.
out in
Yeah.
case. I just didn't call out the sheriff in the middle of the town square.
Yeah, right.
I fucking
But
love a
no,
wisdom,
we
sorry.
were like, within a couple of feet of one another, I would say, because we left
Gotcha.
at the same
Okay.
time. Yeah.
Okay.
So no, I do swing, because again, I did not promise to not interfere or respect the single combat or anything.
Fucking trust a Zen.
So you swing and miss.
Yeah.
And then do you have anything else on your turn?
No, that was bonus and full, so done.
Gotcha. Okay. You swing and miss, and then you hear someone shout single combat, and then there's like people are looking around, and this white dragonborn comes walking, like stomping through, easily a head and a half taller than everyone else around her. And she takes out an axe, and you see she's not wearing cold weather clothing, she's just wearing regular garb. But she has a battle axe in her hands, and she points at Nahesa, and she's like, "If you want to fight, you can take it with me." And she looks at the captain and gives a nod. So I'm going to add this person to the end of the turn order,
Uh-oh.
and they are going to charge Nahesa
Cool.
and swing. Going to make 2 attacks with the battle axe. What is your AC, Nahesa?
Currently 16.
Okay, first one misses, second one hits.
By how much?
1.
Shield.
Okay. So this dragonborn swings her battle axe down, and it hits the same shield that happened with Leif. And she growls, and the captain's like, "Oh yeah, I should have told you about that." And then it is Leif's turn.
2 melee attacks then, I guess, if we're in melee range now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Not gonna do it. That'll do it. 19 hits.
There you go.
So that's another D4 for favored foe.
Nice.
All right. Well, she's
bonus
bloodied.
action. She's blooded.
Can we do Marvel vs. Capcom rules where there's 3-on-3 and you tag in? And
Like, yeah.
that was such a good game.
We need to charge our super.
Yeah. I need to restore my
Yeah.
chip damage.
Okay. I call on the yield again.
Okay. Yep. She's not doing it.
Bitch.
Rix.
All right. All this is a lot for Rix. She's got her blood up, so she is basically gonna do a general call out. If anyone else here supports burning people alive, feel free to take it up with me.
Oh my god.
Oh Jesus!
Throws a decapitated head on the table. If any of your sons of bitches.
Everyone's focused on the fight, and then Rix shouts out, and the people around her, especially,
Anyone
like,
else
look to
want to
Rix,
fight?
and they're all shocked. And they all just like slowly back away from Rix. So now there's like this big ring of people around the fight, and then there's this little tiny ring around Rix. They're all just like, no.
Yeah, that's it for me. I just wait to see if anyone answers the challenge.
Nice.
That's it.
All right. Well, the captain's gonna make her 3 attacks again against Leif. Wait!
I'm immune to crit.
It's a crit, but you can't be crit.
Maybe crit.
Nope.
So it's 2 hits. We have she crit
So
and hit.
my rune hasn't depleted. I can pop it again.
Pop it.
Yes.
Pop it.
Pop it and lock it, yeah.
Pop and lock.
Well, I'm going to tell you
this
this right
feels
now.
broke.
First, before you do that, both of these attacks exceed 21.
Oh. Fuck.
Silly Dream says, crit it and quit it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't pop.
Okay. So these are both going to hit you.
I did
For a total of 16 slashing damage. And then she's going to short sword.
And remember your automatic temp HP. that
Yeah, I
you
got
had.
5, so 6 is 11, 22.
The short sword would hit, but the shield would block it.
I will use the shield.
Okay.
I'm so fucked.
She's halfway there. And
Yeah,
you're the
but
only one that's hit her. You're
I've,
fine.
I've,
You're living on a prayer.
I was just about to say that.
She seems like
do you want me
her
to roll the
confidence is
depleted die
renewed.
again? Because I rolled a 6
Yes,
before.
please.
Yeah,
Yep.
that seems fair.
Mhm.
Fuck you.
Hot diggity damn.
Cayleigh.
Right, so the distinction here is she attacking to kill?
Is that way?
She swung 3 swords at you.
No, but
Well,
like I'm
I
clearly
mean-
like we had that discussion. I'm clearly not trying to kill her. I'm trying to subdue her.
Mm-hmm.
I want my coup de grace moment if she goes down. Is basically what I'm saying. But
You had that conversation.
She does not appear to be playing by the same rules.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Correct.
Yeah, it was a conversation with a single party.
Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out. I could probably throw out a bless. Everyone is paying attention to the fighters. I'm just sort of in the background. I will do bless.
Okay. 2.
That'd be Leif, Nahesa, and since Rix made a general announcement, I will also bless her.
General announcement.
General announcement: will the next available fighter please report to Rixana?
Yeah. We're just like
Alright.
handing out numbers like a fucking
Yeah,
deli.
just take a ticket at the deli. Come on, fuckers.
Now serving
Now-
asshole number.
Now
All right.
serving corrupt official number 3.
Rúna.
Same thing. Until I say otherwise, I am perched looking ominous.
Nice. All right. Bear.
Because I can't use Fey Presence again.
Basically the same, but I am going to take a moment to bend down to Robo-Bear and say, "Hey, I bet you weren't expecting to cause a coup on our first day of existence, right?"
All
You know,
right.
you guys have inspiration to give out, right?
I kind of
That
wanted to
is
give
true.
one. As soon as
Actually,
you pick
no.
like a
You're-
battle fight, the
you know
whole
what?
town.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I think that Stokes 100% deserves inspiration for like
Yeah, it like
just straight up fucking challenging the town guard one-on-one.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
do you want to give him yours or
I
should
have
I
9
go?
inspirations now, Nick. Bring it.
Seriously? No.
That's not how that
No,
works.
I know it's
Oh, okay.
Uh,
You're like legit trying to store them up.
you brought it
I'm
back up, so you go ahead and do.
I also think that you probably need yours more than I need mine at this moment.
Yeah.
So
I
would
don't
be-
have. Well, I can't like give it, right? I don't currently. I forget which system.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You don't actually give the one that you have. You give.
Yeah, that's
we
the
all
as
have
written.
one
That's what
we
it is.
can
Okay.
give that
So yeah,
can't be
I will give inspiration to Stokes.
Cool.
In fact, you look up in character and you see Rúna in owl form.
there's like the sun is
eyes-
just like
eyes
flittering through your
gleaming,
feather.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you know that she has your back.
You're like that monkey from The Lion King.
Oh,
But
damn it,
so
Josh!
much
I
less
almost
than
But
announced
so
that.
much cooler, yeah.
I almost got you.
Josh tried cashing in for a healing surge for Leif, but nice try.
But you know, someone else might be able to do that. I'm not-
Yeah.
That might be why
this
I
no, this
spent my
feels
points is
really
to
gamey at this point.
encourage
I feel dirty.
Nahesa,
community
you're up.
participation.
11.3K.
I'm kind of ignoring this big oaf that wants to start some honorable shit or whatever. Yeah,
The
and
biggest
I'm,
insult you could give right now is just to completely ignore them.
I mean, I'm still engaged with her, but like, it's kind of like walk,
Sage this one
around.
just gave me a healing surge. How does that
Yes.
work? Do I roll
Yep.
a d10 and then add that?
Roll a hit die and add your con to it, and regain that
Mhm.
immediately.
Yeah, so we're just gonna hope. Yeah, so I kick on the, click my heels, kick on the blade song, and make my way over to the sheriff.
All right, they're gonna take
God
a swing.
damn.
Like, I
14.
think Leif wouldn't like this. This makes me like you
Say-
less.
Sailor Doom also gave you a healing surge.
Oh, maybe 3
geez,
short.
wow.
But thank you. I'll take it.
So Nahesa, that still provokes attack of opportunity, doesn't it?
No, I'm.
Oh no, you're still
around.
engaged. You're engaged. Yep. Never
Yeah,
mind.
no, yeah.
How big is it?
But yeah, that misses.
I was gonna say I did hold my action for somebody interfering. I'm not going to actually pull the trigger, but I will aim my gun at Nahesa.
I'm sorry, guys. That's a misplay on my part. 3 people held Oh my god, 3 people held actions.
I don't
and
think
I brought
anyone.
in another combatant.
But I don't think anyone was going to shoot Nahesa. Oh, you're talking about
I'm
the
about
other,
ready
the
to.
other,
I'm
other
talking about the
combatants.
Dragonborn.
Yeah,
She
for me, I
engages
wouldn't. I would not have
Dragonborn
interfered with
didn't
my.
interfere.
Yeah, I would not have interfered with my own party member, and I would have seen the Dragonborn as like fair game for enforcing the single.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Like like 3 of
yeah,
you held
so I
actions, and
wouldn't-
then
I-
the end of the round.
I would not have used mine.
All right.
I think
Well,
everyone just forgoes it.
Okay, well then this Dragonborn sees that Nahesa is ignoring her, and not satisfied with that, is going to position herself and use her breath weapon. I need Constitution saves from Leif and Nahesa.
Okay.
Just came out 2-on-2 a fight, I guess.
You got your bless as well.
Oh yeah. 11. It's probably not.
25.
Nahesa was a success.
7?
I have bless and blades on. Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
Jesus.
it's not +7. It's just +3. Yeah, but
Sure,
because
that's
it's not
still
in
good.
concentration, it's Constitution, but the concentration will come later.
So it's
right.
just 21.
Yeah, just 21.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Only.
21 con save.
So, all right. So that means that Nahesa takes 4 cold damage and Leif takes 8.
Okay. This is the concentration.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got it.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
I think you're
And
good.
this Dragonborn doesn't look pleased with herself. That's
Actually-
all that the cold breath did.
Here's the question: how bright is it outside? Seeing as it's dark.
Yeah, it's I would say If
Yeah.
it like
Oh,
it's
for
between the hours of 10 and 2, it's probably dim lighting right now.
There you go.
You don't say.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means your Shadow Blade should have been rolling with advantage this whole.
Yeah, that's true.
Gross.
Well, next turn,
Yeah,
Leif.
going. Yeah,
Okay.
just don't hit her.
What?
You can use your Shadow Blade on
Save
the other
some
lady.
for me. I don't
No!
care about her.
If
This is
Nahesa's saying that out loud, the Dragonborn's like, "What the
just
fuck?" It hits.
Plus a D4.
Nice.
I just like look over my
I'm gonna
shoulder.
I'm gonna
as,
burn
like,
my
this cold
last
wind.
rune.
Whoopsie! I accidentally.
Okay.
left roll 20.
So that's for that's depleted, so it can't return now. It doesn't do the extra, but she takes an extra. Was it D6?
D8.
Oh, D8.
D8 cold.
16 total.
No, it's 5,
Ignore this 6.
7,
for
yeah,
the D.
yeah, 16, yeah. And
So I
then
know how to hack.
bonus action offhand attack.
Okay.
Ooh.
So,
Oh wait, I got inspiration.
You have it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Hey, at least it's no longer a crit
Yeah, at least
fail.
it's-
Oh, you had a bad day.
oh my god, I haven't thought about that song in years. All right, so here's what happens is, Leif. So your first attack that did the whatever 16 damage or whatever it was, you hit her hard and she goes down on one knee, and then you swing your second axe and she grabs your wrist. She drops her short sword and grabs your wrist, and she's like, "Yield."
What?
Yield.
Wait, no, she doesn't use a question mark, right?
No.
Because I'm
No,
not going to be
yeah.
like, I'm getting tricked into yielding, right? I'm not that stupid.
No, she catches your wrist and she says, "I yield."
Okay.
You yield the office.
Okay.
She says, and she looks at the axe and she's like, "If you want to be captain, you're it."
Oh boy.
I wish
That
it
was
was.
the last
I
we
wish
heard
it
of
was like
Leif.
50 minutes later, and that would be a perfect time to end the session, but it's not.
And that's the story of how he became captain of the guard.
This is how I became an NPC. Yeah.
And the Dragonborn behind Nahesa is like, "Arlaggath, no!" And she's like, "What?" And she's gauging Leif for like if he's gonna be done attacking now.
Yeah, I lower.
So she lets go. She sheathes her sword. She picks up her short sword and stows that. And then she gets up and she's backing away with her hands up. And she's like, "If you want the job, it's yours." She's like, I am done with Easthaven. She's like, "I'll go to Bryn Shander." Something.
Yeah, I hear they're full of assholes.
And
I look at the
she
speaker.
looks at, and he's like, "Congratulations." And then he looks at the people
What I'm
gathered.
going to do now.
He looks at the people gathered around, and he's like, "All right." He's
No,
like,
I'm going to
"We've
take the
had-"
moment. I'm going to address the crowd.
Okay.
I was about to if you weren't going to. So.
Yeah. Aura wants you to be afraid. The sacrifices aren't working, they're making things worse. I said it to her. The only people that live in Icewind Dale are us. We're the only people that can. This is not the time to be afraid of more cold or more dark. This is what most of our lives are. There'll be no more sacrifices in this town. And I side-eye the speaker.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
I've got a charisma of 8. This is bad.
You got advantage.
Oh!
Ooh. Hell yeah.
There you go.
I'm
And
fucking
I will
talking
give you my inspiration for that lovely speech.
Yeah.
You look to Danneth after you say that, and then he looks to everyone, and he's like, "You heard the captain."
Nice.
He's like, "Sacrifices are done." He's like, "If that's behavior that you want to condone, move to Bryn Shander. Tell Shane that we sent you."
Shame that we sent you.
Group all of the sacrifice enthusiasts in one place.
Sacrifice enthusiast.
We
Sacrifice
couldn't have done
apologist.
more of it.
Sacrifice apologists.
Get all the oral apologists in one place.
Can we redirect the Charlatan dragon to that one area?
Yeah, maybe we can get them to start at Bryn Shander.
Get all the assholes
A
in one
big
town
arrow
and then
in the
have it wiped
sand.
out.
Detour. We'll just put up like a Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner sign.
All right, so Captain Arlaggath walks out.
I'm sorry, I think you just mean Arlaggath.
That's true. That's true. Thank you for the catch.
I pick up her short sword
Fucking
and I hand it back to her.
awesome.
Okay, she'll snatch it back.
And I'm sure the rest of the party will notice this, but in owl form, I'm just going to follow Arlaggath.
Okay.
I want to make sure that he does in fact leave the city and doesn't just,
She.
I'm sorry. I got her and Danneth mixed up.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I want to make sure that she actually leaves this and just like go rouse up some other people to go fight or something.
Sure. So she leaves, and all eyes turn to the Dragonborn, who's standing there holding the axe,
Who are you?
watching as Arlaggath leaves, and the Dragonborn looks at Leif. And if Leif asks, "Who are you?"
Yeah,
Well, unless I because you said she was, I knew of her before.
I mean, I think
unless
I think it's supposed to be what's her name? The other lady.
Nymetra.
Nymetra.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's.
Oh, that's
her
who that
name.
is.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know for
Oh, right,
sure, but
okay.
I mean, it seems like likely that that's the case.
So if Leif asks, "Who are you?" So she watches Arlaggath leave, and then she looks at Leif, and she's like, "Well, I'm not going anywhere," and she puts the battle axe back on her back. She's like, "Hope you stop by for a drink at the White Lady sometime."
That's not Nymetra's tavern.
I'm sorry, the Wet Trout.
Wet Trout.
The
yeah.
Wet Trout. There you go.
Yeah, I think.
We'll
I
see
think.
you
Don't go to the White Lady. Go to the Wet Trout.
Yeah, I think you're probably due an inspection.
She just stomps off.
Nice of
I
you to
think
stop by.
as soon as the speaker says the sacrifices are over, I'm gonna take the hammer from my equipment and start smashing the burning pole to bits.
Nice.
I was going to say, I'm taking apart all the sacrifice stuff in as dramatic a way as possible.
Bear just runs out of the town. The
Skipping.
sacrifices are off, and Bear
Skipping.
So does Arlaggath in fact leave town?
Yes. So if you're following Arlaggath to keep tabs on her whereabouts, she goes to a house that's on the shores of the lake, and she's in there for a while. But then when she comes out, she is in fact it looks like she is packed to leave, and then she would leave.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
I'm trying to decide if I should on her way out reappear, fly down in owl form and reappear and say something.
Actually, yeah, do that and ask for the stuff from the wizard guy, because she has a wizard.
That seems very unrunery.
Yeah, it does. You're right.
Yeah, but I also don't want to waste time. So if I don't have something specific in mind, no, I think I'll just in owl form watch her leave, and as she's leaving, she'll spot Rúna, perched on a tree outside or something, and see the gleaming eyes, and realize that it's Rúna, recognize the Fae presence, and Rúna will just watch her leave.
Nice. Yeah. She'll pick up her pace after seeing Rúna perched nearby.
And I'll I'll fly back and find everybody and say, the former captain has left the
Ding
city.
dong, the psycho's gone.
So then the people start to disperse a little bit. A couple of a very few townsfolk come up to Leif and shake his hand and are like, "Thank you, thank you."
Check your
But
pockets.
most
pockets.
Check my pockets.
Anybody I
I
noticed that
I like
is,
visibly clutch my pouch as people approach me.
But most people seem to just be dispersing. And after
anybody
the
I
crowd
noticed, anybody
ahead,
I
go
noticed that looks especially pissed off or annoyed at the results.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
you guys would notice that most of the people who seem to be reacting in that manner have left with Nymetra, the Dragonborn.
Is it a big number of people or who leave with her?
That's a good question. Let's see. It's
Get an
about
idea of how big of a problem.
Nick
it is.
refers to the
Yeah.
coup chapter of Rime of the Frostmaiden.
No,
So
Nick
you
refers-
become
Nick
town
people
captain.
refers to the
talking about here,
counter
Nick.
coup section.
It's now 9 towns, and then
It's now 9
Leifstown.
Leifland.
Hey, Leifstown is actually a pretty cool town name.
I'm not going to do that.
It's the Captain America meme. So you staged a coup of Easthaven.
so to answer your question, it is a disquieting amount of people. It is more than a group.
Okay.
But then as everyone's leaving and the speaker then
Can I
approaches
just
you
see
all.
the world map again?
Yeah, let's do, oh boy. Yes.
Is that going to mess things up?
No,
Well, we
not
got
at
a
all.
flag on the town.
Let's move us to the world map.
We're transitioning to the real-time strategy version.
Yeah. Caer Dineval
Well,
was
it's like we need to
where-
draw a border around our territory like Civ.
Yeah.
And then
I will queue up some settlers.
mhm.
Caer Dineval was where we got rid of the demon
Yes.
worship,
Yes,
Levistus
they're
Caer
gonna
worship.
cult.
Dineval where we rescued the
So
speaker.
they are technically kind of an ally, right?
Yes.
And
Well,
they
Yeah.
might
I would
be
hope
here in
so, since we
Easthaven.
literally saved the
It-
speaker's life.
And he said repeatedly if there's anything we need to
Yeah,
let him
so
know.
I'm going to take the speaker aside and I'm going to get him to send his best messenger to Caer Dineval to ask them to send guards.
And he's
Don't get his
Danneth
best,
is
get
like
the one he trusts.
Yeah, that one.
he's like, of course. He's like, well, you don't waste any time, do you? Yes, we'll send word to Caer Dineval. Right
Well,
away.
you don't have the luxury of waiting now.
Seems
You've
to be
got
the
a
way.
sizable splinter faction in the town. You've got an attack from Durgar coming soon.
They shouldn't be a problem for much longer.
If we do our job, but that means that I can't stay here.
I see.
You need to
Very well.
you need to gather the best men that you have, your most trusted men, and we need to put them in charge before we leave.
He's like, all right, very well. We've had little contact with Caer Dineval or Goodmead or Caer Koenig as of late, but I will reopen those lines of communication and
they need to stay open.
Right, of course. He's like, we won't gain anything by separating ourselves from one another. That's
Or
right.
isolating.
We should let them know that the dwarves are also open to trade. And
Yeah, I want to send word back to the
communication.
mining dwarves that we were just at as well and ask them for help because I think that she would probably be a better captain of the guard than I would.
He's like,
Or maybe
to
Iron
Clan
Man.
Battle
Maybe Dwarven Iron Man can come over.
Dwarven Iron Man.
he's like to Clan. You want to send word to Clan Battlehammer? He's like, they've closed their doors to 10-towners. I don't know if they'll listen to us.
If you tell them that we sent you, maybe.
Ask for.
Especially-
Do we know the party knows about Josh's interaction with Bear's interaction with Steel?
Oh,
Brightsteel?
With
I
Nora,
shared it.
I would assume so.
Yeah. Ask for Nora Brightsteel and say that Bear. And I ask with like a look at Bear if I can speak on his behalf.
Bear nods
If,
very
if,
vigorously.
if she can come assist us.
He's like, okay, Nora Brightsteel. Good.
Yeah, and let them know that the sacrifices have stopped, and I think that will also help open the door to to the dwarves.
But you need to not fold like a house of cards the second they change their mind.
He's like, you're right. He's like, no, you're right. Okay. Cairdenval and the Dwarven Valley. Nora Brightsteel. He nods.
What's the name of the forewoman?
Foreman Anlin.
Yeah, her too. Although I don't really think we have any connection with her aside
But
from.
whatever you do, don't send word to the speaker of Tourmaline. He does not like us.
So Danneth is going back into town hall real quick. Danneth is going back into town hall, and then he stops and he looks back and he's like, isolation gets us nowhere. He's like, I'm thinking I should call for a meeting of the speakers. He's like, this seems like a good time for it.
Is it
Hell yeah.
10 days until the attack though?
Currently, if you're asking out of character, it is.
You said 4 weeks before.
So it took you 2 days to get to Easthaven. This is during that day, so you're currently on the last day of Elaint. So you have 23 days from today.
So 2 weeks and a third, but they're 10-day weeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And do we know how long it
You
will
have
take them all
one
to
of
get
those
here?
holographic meeting rooms like in
Avengers Endgame. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Jedi Council. Yeah.
Well, maybe if they had.
Do you know how long it would take? Who?
See,
everyone to get together, because I wouldn't advise to get all the speakers out in the tundra before an attack if they're not going to get back and prepare in time.
He's like it depends on the town. It's pulling teeth for some people. He's like, I'll announce a date in a 10-day, and those who don't make it don't make it.
They could always send representatives too, out of character. Just saying.
Okay, but you need to prepare.
He's like, we will.
You don't have the advantage that Bryn Shander has with walls.
He's like, I'm aware. Thank you, Leif.
I'm tired.
I'm really tired.
I'm sleepy.
It's one of those beautiful moments where that's both in and out of character.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
So he goes back into town hall.
I was going to say, Bear excuses himself. I'm going to go get a drink. And I think you
still have
know
to
where
pay
I'm
for
going,
that.
Nick.
oh boy.
Uh-oh.
I'll join you.
I am not surprised you would be the one.
I'm going to
Clearly
stay
not
and
gonna
help him with the deputies, as it were.
Yeah. I'll patch up Leif. So
I'm only 8 down, I think, now.
Rúna has
Nahesa-
nothing to help Leif with. She doesn't know the workings of towns and shit, so she'll just follow Rixana. As per the
There you go,
usual.
Leif.
Nahesa, anything from you?
Yeah, no, I wanted to go to the Wet Trout. I was going to go at night, but if we're already going there, then I'll go with.
Wait, are you going to go
It is
like
night.
Hitman go, or...
I was going to go there at night, but if we're already going there, then I'll go with.
Doesn't answer the
Where is it
question.
on the map? Sorry.
I will add it.
Sure. I'm shifting back into my normal form, by the way. I'm not gonna go as an owl.
So it's in the far northeast.
An owl in a bar.
Sorry, did you? What form did you shift into? Or are you back to
just-
human?
Yeah, I'm
Eladrin.
Eladrin, but yeah.
Or humanoid, I should say.
Yeah, I keep wanting to say human form, but I'm not human.
Yes, exactly. At some point in time, I might ask if you could sniff around for Duergar.
Oh, sure, that's right. We thought that there were. We heard that there were Duergar in here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We got a little
And
distracted.
if they're Dwargar, I'm
Yeah.
sure there's Charlotte
Little
here.
Just
So
a little
Yeah,
distracted.
I'll do that after we're done with whatever is about to happen.
Yeah.
'cause,
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah.
I was probably going to see if there were Chwinga around because they might be able to lead me to invisible people since they think that's
Ooh.
funny.
That's
So,
actually.
I like
totally
that.
good.
but
Yeah.
that's going to have to be at the outskirts, which is near the Wet Trout. So I will
There
head
you
there
go.
with you.
Yeah, we could just have that lantern out while.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so we have Rix, Bear, Cayleigh, Nahesa, Rúna. We have everybody but Leif going to the
Yeah.
Wet Trout.
He had his scenes.
Yeah, I did Bogart.
he's
Sorry,
on
I
his
did
break.
Bogart the session.
But you probably know we're headed in that direction,
Yeah.
just in case.
Are we taking a short rest or
Just
no?
to clarify, single combat means single XP, right? I'm kidding.
You didn't kill her
I
though.
challenge
so-
Leif to single combat.
Yeah.
Kill
If
her.
you down another party member, you get their XP. Just the rule, right?
Yeah, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Highlander rule.
So Cayleigh, so Justin asked if you guys were doing a short rest before you go.
I am not intending to.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't
Say,
need
I'm going to
to.
go over and make my point and hopefully leave.
Okay, so
Or,
you guys
get more XP.
so you guys approach the Wet Trout, and you can tell that there's a lot of people there when you go there. And Rix and Bear push open the doors and step in, and it is a very crowded common room, like shoulder to shoulder almost. And you can, like, as you were approaching, you could hear someone making like a very impassioned speech to a large group of people. And once your presence is known, so pretty much once you come through that door, that speech quiets and everyone looks at you. And a bunch of people who are near the front of the door like move to get in your way and block your path. And then you hear Nymetra, the Dragonborn. She calls out. She's like, "Let them in." She's like, "We don't block anyone entrance from the Wet Trout here." And the commoners all kind of back away, and they're all giving you that hard glare. And then she looks at Bear and Rix, and then sees Cayleigh. Sees pretty much everyone except for Leif. And she's like, "Oh," she's like, "You didn't bring the lawman, huh?" She's like, "Well, good. What are you drinking?"
He's busy cleaning up your town.
What's your special?
I'll take whatever you have that's not watered down swill.
She's like, and she goes over and she starts filling mugs. And she's like, "I know that you think you're doing the service." She's like, "I know that you believe," and then she sets mugs out on the bar, inviting.
I'm just
And the
gonna
path
tell
is
you right now. I don't give two shits about beliefs. Beliefs are getting people killed. So you can shut the fuck up. You can stop urging people to be sacrificed. I don't care about your beliefs. There are facts, and people are dying, and it's doing nothing.
I'll take an intimidation check.
So I'm going to spend my inspiration.
Nice. Good choice.
God, this is gonna blow up in my face. Oh no, it's not terrible.
She so there's one mug on the bar, and she takes the mug and puts it below the bar. And she's like, "What do you intend to do about it? You gonna kill me? You gonna shed more blood?"
You keep trying to sacrifice people, and yes,
She's like, "I wasn't doing it."
you're encouraging people to do it, then you're just as bad as the people who are doing it.
And you can tell that she's not actually sweating, but sweating. You know what I mean? You can tell that she's nervous. But she looks at the people around her and she's like, "You hear that, folks?" She's like, "Easthaven isn't the kind of town where you can voice your opinion anymore." She's like, "Nope. They say jump, you say how high, or you get kicked to the curb."
Or burned
many
alive,
people are in the bar?
apparently.
How many people are in the bar?
Yeah.
You're guessing over 100.
Whoa!
So how many will sleep take
Get a
care
party in here.
How many to sleep take care of?
Sleep.
Yeah, I upcast it and you upcast it. Mm.
This is like, Rúna, do you want to play a game?
Let me ask you a question. What are
Always.
your plans now that there's been this change in leadership?
She's like, I have an operation to run. She's like, I have a business. I was going to keep running it.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming that's allowed.
And this is all just a friendly gathering here, I assume.
And she looks at everyone and she's like, yeah. She's like, I mean, there was excitement recently. Busy day.
Mm-hmm. Insight check. I'm gonna see if she's telling the truth.
Go ahead.
Which I don't really need to do an insight check on that, but that should just be a 16. I don't have any damage.
No, it's atypical. You can tell that she's not being entirely truthful.
Yeah, we walked in during an impassioned speech. That
Mhm.
I wonder.
Are we in initiative order? Like, roughly?
We are not.
Do we need to be?
Yes, are you going to take action that would call for a roll of initiative?
I mean, it depends on their response, doesn't it?
Well, no, it does. It depends on your intent.
Just another threat, I guess.
Is it a threat that could result in the loss of HP?
Depending on where I aimed it, but I'm not aiming at it.
Jesus.
Depending on
okay.
where I-
That's then I'll treat it like I did the Leif throwing axe thing. So it won't call
Okay.
for initiative if you're not aiming at someone. You know what I mean?
I'm not. I'm aiming behind the bar, which I'm imagining as like an old-timey saloon kind of thing with like maybe a mirror and a bunch of
Yeah.
bottles and stuff lined
Yeah,
up behind it.
100%.
I'm gonna cast Shatter on that area and hopefully explode all of the bottles
That's a
and barrels.
lot of loss of property.
Mhm.
This looks like I've sent my jackboot thugs.
No, what have we become?
I'm not 100%
I'm suddenly uncomfortable.
What we're doing now. It's gonna be like.
I like that. I like that.
Make a
There's
point. I'm not trying to escalate it.
Like, Leif is
There's
sitting
that
there, like, looking over a
confrontation.
bunch of documents and suddenly just goes, ugh.
We took over the town. Now we're raiding the bar.
and then the whole back half of the
Wait,
bar blows up.
Well, Cayce, out of character, would you be receptive to somebody like interrupting your spellcasting and being like,
I mean, well,
Or-
being like what? Sorry.
like
a
lowering
Achilles
your
shoulder
hand?
tap?
Like
No,
Vader
I
putting
mean-
down Boba Fett's
He puts his
rifle.
hand on your shoulder.
If this is what you want to happen, go for it.
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
saying, out of character.
I don't know. I mean,
These people are clearly like in the wrong, but I also feel a little uncomfortable with like waltzing in and roughing this place up and like acting like a bunch of like Gestapo.
It's your call, Cayce.
I don't think we're doing that, but
We're not, but
I-
it's kind of like I don't know. It just gives me a little bit of the jeebies, the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, I'm with MJ on this one.
you literally said you don't give a fuck about their beliefs.
That's not
I don't
quite
give a
the
fuck
same
about
as...
beliefs. I'm not going to go to destroying their shit.
Bear with me if I like don't really put a lot of stock in that.
Words are very different from a physical show of force.
You
though.
literally go and
Yeah.
kick their back wall in. You
Sure,
like reverse Kool-Aid man this bar.
I was going to say, I could have walked in and, fired a shot behind him to make a point, but I chose to use words instead. Very angry words, a lot of F words.
I'm fine with you doing this. I just
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So-
totally fine with you doing it as
bring
well.
up the-
Allow me to step in.
Sure.
Okay.
So Nahesa, you make like you're going to cast Shatter, and two things happen simultaneously. One is that Rúna and probably Cayleigh. Not that I want to put actions in Cayleigh's hands, but give you the sense that this is going a step too far. But not only that, but Nymetra you see like a sense of recognition in her eyes. Like she's familiar with spells. She knows what's going to happen. And she has a moment where she puts her hand up and she's like, whoa. She's like, okay.
Okay, so if I see that reaction from her, just even in advance of the spell, that I think is enough in that
Like
case.
you've made your point.
Yep. Perfect.
Cool.
We don't always get what we want. And
She's
I
like,
sheath my wand. I don't care what she has to say afterwards. I leave.
okay. And she looks around and she's like, she looks at the people closest to her. And she goes, they weren't satisfied with the captain. They needed the best bar in town too. And she's like, come on. And she takes a couple people and she's like, you guys can have this whole stinking town.
Here's the deal. I know that this is not about a business operation. I know what you're going to do. You know what you're going to do. As soon as we leave this town, you're going to try to get the sacrifices going again because for some reason, it's very important to you. Just know that that's never going to happen on our watch. We'll be back soon. And there'll be consequences if you burn any more people alive.
Or stake them.
You love fire so much, you'll have to deal with our fire. And I'll show her my newly minted fire tattoo.
Peel the bandage off your skin.
I thought
Wait for it. Rub lotion on it first.
Oh, I love it.
It's
I
called
love it.
red.
And roll me intimidation and roll me it with advantage.
Okay.
I know the reaction. I just want to get the grab. Oh, nice. Okay.
17.
So she looks at Rix, and then she kind of like shouts over Rix to the group of people gathered there, and she's like, "You heard her. Party's over, folks. Let's clear out." And then there's murmurs and whispers, but everybody filters out until it's just Nymetra and the 4 of you since Nahesa left. And she's like, if you want to buy a drink, great. She's like, otherwise I think I'm going to close for the day.
I'll how many of your patrons were drinking?
Just now?
Mm-hmm. How many of them had ordered drinks?
She's like, I mean, a handful.
And how much is a drink?
2 silver.
I'll give her a gold piece. No, I'll give her, how much is 10 silver per gold piece?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so I'll give her like 3 gold pieces. And I'll say, now you can't tell anybody that we did this to cheat you out of money.
I'll slap down 3 gold too.
I'll slap down 2 silver. That drink you put under the bar.
She just looks
You
at
say
all
it's the best bar in town.
She looks at all the gold. And
I
she's
bet
like,
the dwarven water was better.
she's like, get out.
Oh.
I leave.
Keep insulting her. Maybe she'll fight.
Wait, I am
I
gonna
was
give
ready.
her.
I had mob rules up. I was ready to go, but
Yeah, I'm gonna give her 1 more gold so I can get
Oh
down
my
to
God.
visible by 5.
After change.
I like that everyone's leaving and Cayleigh's counting the gold and like, no, here.
It's like trying to get rid of the change out of your pocket. You're like, okay. Here you
She's
go.
trying to make sure
Yeah,
the
that's right.
tip is fair.
Copper and silver. Ugh, yeah, she can have that too.
Ugh, copper.
Silver. All right.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's only 10:45, but I think that I mean, you guys got the best loot of all. You got a town.
We didn't get a town.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
No,
don't
we
think
didn't
we
get
have it.
No, that's not what happened.
I think we have a
I am
civil
gonna
war.
Yeah.
I am going to do 550 experience for everybody, which should bring you all right up to level 5.
Hey, ding.
So congratulations, 5th level. I think this was a
Mm.
good session. Unlike last time where I felt like I did level 4 a session early and it should have been after the Frost Giant, this feels like a good boom, you're 5th level now.
Yeah.
You're not playing in the kitty
The
pool
real loot
anymore.
was the town we met along the way, says Sean.
A+. I love it, Sean. That was
Yeah.
awesome. Ataru / in chat. Yeah. So I think that's where we're going to call it for the night. So
Kind of
chat,
think
thank
there's
you so
anything
much.
else that I want to do that doesn't take up a lot of time, but
Oh, sure. Yeah, if anybody has a button they want to put on the night, go ahead.
I think the only other thing, I think maybe like if we're gonna take a long rest here or something and spend the night here since it's probably like late in the day, I'm just going to like keep watch on this tavern,
Oh, sure.
like in either lynx or owl form,
Mhm.
and just see if they make any clandestine meetings in the night or such.
Nice. I like it.
And I am going to actually use my background ability, Heart of Darkness, and I am going to gather some of the townsfolk to go tear down the posts that they were tying the sacrifices to.
Nice. I like that.
What does
Like I
that do?
said, make it dramatic. So here, I'll just post it in chat. But basically,
it
people
to-
look at me and know that I have faced some serious shit, and if I need them to follow me, they will.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool.
It's actually a really cool ability. I just
like
haven't
that.
had much of a reason to use it until now.
Hell yeah!
They have to play Flight of the Valkyries anytime they all get modded.
See, I'm thinking Mars, the Bringer of War. That's the song that's playing in my head.
All right. Well, thank you so much, chat, for hanging out and watching this episode. Thank you for sticking with us through our unexpected technical difficulties. This has been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this session. And next session, we're going to start off, I think, with you guys investigating the Dwagar presence, as was mentioned just a little bit ago. So that's what we'll be doing next session. So we'll catch you guys next week on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Once again for episode 14 of the Rime of the Frostmaiden stream. Thank you very much. Everybody have a good night.
Thank you for the healing surges.
Bye.
Bye.